Hi children, now let us discuss chemical properties of metals. In that, let us see reaction of metals with oxygen. Metals are arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity, and such arrangement of metals in the decreasing order of their reactivity is called as reactivity series. In this reactivity series, the most reactive metals are placed at the top of the series and least reactive metals are placed at the bottom of the series. Silver, gold and platinum are also called as noble metals as these are very least reactive. Generally, metals react with oxygen to produce metal oxides. This takes place at different conditions. Sodium and potassium reacts with oxygen to produce metal oxide even at room temperature. Sodium plus oxygen gives rise to sodium oxide, and this reaction catches fire while reacting also. To prevent this reaction, these metals are stored in kerosene. Kerosene acts as a barrier between the metal and the oxygen. In the same way, sodium reacts with oxygen to produce sodium oxide. Generally, metal oxides are insoluble in water, whereas sodium oxide and potassium hydroxide reacts with water to produce sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, which are strong bases. Now let us see magnesium reaction with oxygen. It does not take place at room temperature. Magnesium reacts with oxygen on heating to produce magnesium oxide. In the same way, zinc also does not react with oxygen at normal temperatures. Zinc reacts with oxygen to produce zinc oxide on heating. In the same way, iron and copper also, they won't react with oxygen to produce iron oxides. They require high heat energy. Copper on reacting with oxygen at higher temperatures produces copper oxide. It will be formed as a layer on the surface of the copper strip. In the same way, aluminium also does not react with oxygen at normal temperatures. It takes place at very high temperatures. Aluminium reacts with oxygen and forms aluminium oxide on the outer layer of the aluminium. If you observe children, the reactivity of the metals decreases from top to bottom. That means potassium reacts at normal temperatures, whereas magnesium on heating and iron and zinc on strong heating. Now let us see reaction of nonmetals with oxygen. For that we have to take a deflagrating spoon, and in that we are taking a little amount of sulfur powder and heating it. Burning sulfur in presence of air. That means sulfur reacts with oxygen in heating. Once the sulfur gets heated, it starts melting and converts into gaseous state. When sulfur reacts with oxygen on heating, it produces sulfur dioxide. Not only sulfur, all the nonmetals on heating with oxygen produces oxides, dioxides, and this deflagrating spoon is inserted into a glass jar. And see children, you can see sulfur dioxide vapors inside the glass jar. Sulfur reacts with oxygen on heating and produces sulfur dioxide gas. In the same way, carbon reacts with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide. Phosphorus reacts with oxygen to produce phosphorus pentoxide. And see children, we are removing the deflagrating spoon and collecting the sulfur dioxide inside the glass jar. And now we are going to test the nature of the sulfur dioxide. All the nonmetals that react with oxygen to produce acidic oxides. Which oxides, children? All the nonmetals reacts with oxygen to produce acidic oxides. Sulfur dioxide, phosphorus dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, all these are acidic oxides. Now children, now let us test the nature of the oxide, sulfur dioxide here. For that we have to take wet litmus papers. That means you have to take the blue litmus paper and red litmus paper, dip it in water and expose them to the vapors in the chamber. And see, we are exposing the red litmus paper to the vapors in the glass chamber. In the same way, we are exposing the blue litmus paper to the vapors of sulfur dioxide in the glass jar. Now observe children, there is no change in the red litmus paper, whereas the blue litmus paper changes to red. It shows that the vapors that are produced there, that is sulfur dioxide vapors, are acidic in nature. See children, observe once again. We are dipping the wet red litmus paper and you can see the blue litmus changes to red litmus. It itself shows that sulfur dioxide on reacting with water in the wet litmus paper produces sulfurous acid. As sulfurous acid is acidic in nature, it converts the blue litmus to red litmus.